Now, here is what I use to make my juice. So, I batch juice, as I said before. I also freeze it. I know a lot of people are like, oh my goodness, you're not supposed to freeze juice. Why are you freezing juice? It ruins everything. I did this on and off for about a year. Saw no ill effects, only positive effects, crazy amounts of energy. I actually lost weight. But my personal problem was that I could never continue the juice because I would always run into problems acquiring the things to juice. So because I don't have a car, it is hard for me to, I can't go all over to, I can't go to another store. If I go to one store and they don't have all the stuff I need to make my juice, I'm just stuck. I can't juice that week. So then if I needed the juice that week, I needed to make more juice that week, then I'm SOL, you know? So what I have done is I have decided that I'm going to stock up a month's worth of juice in the freezer. Then I can start to drink it while continuing to juice to replenish what I'm drinking, but I will be able to like skip a week of juicing and that kind of thing. Or if I need to go somewhere else to get something, you know, I won't be stuck. So it has taken me a year to acquire all the things I need. The biggest thing was the freezer. It's going to take me about $360, I think I figured out, to fill up the freezer with juice. And I can do that over the course of a month. But, and I might be off a little bit on my numbers. It also depends on what's on sale that week, when I happen to juice, and that kind of thing. So, right now I'm going to go over my basic recipe for my green juice. This is the juice that I do 97% of the time. The only other thing I juice really is pineapple juice. It's really good for your joints. I have knee problems and they disappear when I start juicing pineapples. And I drink 1 serving of pineapple juice a day. I have discovered that the optimum amount of green juice for me a day is 4. I also eat while I'm juicing, but I only eat fresh fruits and vegetables. I also eat chicken and fish, no red meat, but just tons of fruits and vegetables as much as I want, and drink tons of water. So I supplement the juice. I have like a regular breakfast actually of eggs and sausage or bacon, which isn't really red meat, but then I will have a juice with that. I will have a juice around 10 o'clock because I start work really early, so I'm eating breakfast at like 6:30. Then around 10 o'clock, I'll have a juice. Then at 11 o'clock, I'll have lunch. 11:30, actually 11:45, I'll have lunch, which is what I showed you in the previous video about how I make my lunch. So that's all fruits and vegetables. Then I'll have a juice at around 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Then I will have dinner at around 5 or 6. Giant serving of vegetable, and then a serving of chicken or fish. And then if I wanted a juice before bed. But usually I wasn't actually doing that. It was usually ended up being like chamomile tea or something before bed. So I need 4 juices a day. So depends on if I had extra, I would have more juice. I'm sorry if you can hear that little rattling. My cat decides to come in here, and now it's time to knock food out of the bowl and eat on the floor. That's what that is, if you can hear it. Alright, so let's finally get into what I need. So my price per daily serving of juice, and by that I mean 4 servings, is around $8, depending on what's on sale. So my initial purchase right here of everything was $11.58. I shop at Food for Less. I have discovered it is the cheapest place to get everything. I rarely get anything from any place else. If another place is having a sale, then I'll purchase things, but I have discovered that Food for Less is the cheapest. I get everything from there. So, for my green juice, I need a thumb-sized serving of ginger. Now, this amount of ginger, which I had to purchase in this first initial purchase, this will last me like, this is like 2 weeks worth of ginger, really. So, you know, your initial price purchase of your stuff will be higher because of things like this. So this is like 2 weeks worth of ginger though, and this ended up being only 60 cents. So a thumb-sized slice of this, 1 romaine heart, and I get the bag like this that has 3 in it, and this was $2.50. no, $2.28. But this is really for 3 servings of juice. So I would have, this is for 3 servings of juice. So I just use one. 2 cucumbers, which I will peel. These cucumbers were 59 cents a piece. A bunch of spinach, and I will juice this entire bunch in one batch of juice. And this spinach was $1.39 a bunch. So I cut off all of the I cut off all of this and just use the leaves. I rinse it and clean it. A bunch of kale. This kale was 79 cents a bunch. And unfortunately, the bunches of kale used to be humongous. Oh my goodness, it has gotten so small, unfortunately. So this is actually less kale than I used to use. I'm going to just use this amount and see how it goes. But this is, so I would juice this for kale. 79 cents a bunch. Now this is Italian parsley, and it actually happens to be organic parsley. I would use this much in 3 batches of juice. Maybe even 4 batches of juice. Now this is, and she rang me up the wrong stuff because this is the Italian parsley. This is not the, this is not the cilantro, it's the Italian parsley. But she rang me up for cilantro, which is way cheaper. The Italian parsley was like $1.60 something, and this is 49 cents. So I got a deal on that. But this is Italian parsley. You could use regular parsley if you want. I just decided to add parsley because I saw somewhere somebody had added parsley to their juice. So I started doing it. But this is like for 4 batches of juice. Now, for this, no, I'm sorry. This is for like 4 different batches, not this one batch of 4 servings, I guess I should say. So, you know, I could get 4 batches of 4 servings with this. For this, for 4 servings of juice, 7 limes. How did I get to the number 7? I'll be honest, and I don't remember how 7 became the number, but it is the number I used for this batch of juice. So 7 limes, and then a bag of green apples. So for every day, I basically drink a bag of green apples. So this bag of green apples was $3.98. It's actually my most expensive item, the green apples, but you need it. So I buy 7 bags of green apples a week when I'm really juicing. But I have a bag of green apples in all this batch of 4 servings. Now the limes happen to be on sale this week, 7 for 98 cents. Sometimes they're 15 for $1. You just never know. That's one of the things that makes your price fluctuate depending on what's on sale and what's not. I came by this particular recipe because I tried the recipe they used in the movie, and I was like, this is not going to work. The mean green, I was like, oh my God, I'm not going to be able to do this. It is horrendously bad, in my opinion. I was like, no. So I tried a bunch of different stuff, and then I just said, what if I made everything in the drink green instead of trying to make it adding the lemon? So initially I just added the lime, and then I just decided, I saw so many juices that had romaine in them, so I added the romaine. Then I saw a lot of people talking about parsley and how cleansing it was. I added the parsley. So, and I saw people talking about how you can stretch your juices, so I started adding, the cucumber was in there, but I decided to add another one. So that is how I came upon this recipe, trial and error. It's delicious. This particular amount to make the 4 batches that I would need every day, so I don't tamper with it. I try to make larger batches at a time. Like I said, this is my standard recipe. It also freezes flawlessly. You thaw it out, it's like it was never frozen. So that's also something that's really important. You cannot freeze every juice. I have discovered that. Carrot and orange juice, oh my goodness, it turns into syrup. So everything doesn't have the same consistency once it thaws out after you freeze it. This freezes perfectly. So that's one of the reasons that it's my standard. In this way, so my initial cost for buying everything was $11.58. So then I actually went back today and got, I didn't have to buy any ginger and I didn't have to buy any romaine to make 2 more batches of juice. I spent $16, which averages out to what? $7.50, 7 something per batch for a day's worth of juice. So that's how I estimate my costs. I keep my prices down and how I am juicing for weight loss. Of course, it's awesome to throw in some different juices every once in a while, which I do, but this is how I juice on a budget and have a juice that works and gives me the results that I want.